This year was 2 years after ABBA's legendary comeback album Voyage and 1 year after the Voyage show opened to the world. Let's see what the members of ABBA have been up to in 2023, their ongoing celebrations, happenings and all the music they released this year. Hey! So, early on this year, we celebrated a milestone in ABBA's history, 50 years of ABBA's debut album. Half a century ago, their first album was released, and they didn't even know if this would be their only album together. For this historic celebration, half of ABBA came together in a telephone sketch on ABBA's social networks, a humorous and emotional conversation between Björn and Frida about the making of their first album 50 years ago. Frida even blessed us by singing a few lines of the title song a cappella.
Ring, ring, why don't you give me a call?
That's what it is.
Oh, yeah.
On this channel, we explored the creation and history of Ring Ring in a two-part series. ABBA's label Universal released the obligatory vinyl reissues of the album and singles from the time. But even more exciting for me personally was the release of ABBA's first music video Ring Ring in glorious 4K high definition. ABBA's milestone celebrations continued from their first work together over to their most recent project. The Voyage show turned 1 year old, but even before that, they already celebrated their 1 millionth visitor. In May this year, we got the closest to another ABBA reunion since the opening of Voyage in 2022. For the first anniversary of the show, 3 members of ABBA came together in London to see their own concert again with all those lucky fans. Björn, Benny and Frida were photographed together in beautiful pictures. Frida mingled emotionally with fans, and she made us even more emotional with her interactions with Benny. Over on this channel, we continued our quest in celebrating and exploring Voyage, the creation of ABBA's 9th album. We put together a chronology of the recording sessions of the album with all the information that we have right now. On top of that, we even received new details about ABBA's first reunion photo together as part of the Voyage project, the mysterious photograph of ABBA in helmets around Benny's piano. This channel also saw some exciting explorations through ABBA's classic legacy. We brought together just about everything that's out there about ABBA's very first concert on their holiday in Cyprus in 1970. In spring this year, fitting for the 50th anniversary, we received a beautiful first-time revelation of ABBA's concert setlist from their first real concert tour in 1973. And we've also gone through some of ABBA's landmark recordings and songs, including Chiquitita, as well as ABBA's incredible outtakes Put on Your White Sombrero, Just an Ocean and I Am the City. In May, we celebrated 10 years of Agnetha's most recent solo album A, and in September we celebrated 60 years of Björn's first band before ABBA, the Hootenanny Singers, with a beautiful tribute on the channel. We are now going to explore ABBA's exciting activities this year. But first of all, I want to take a moment to say that not only did we celebrate 15,000 subscribers to this channel, but we actually reached 20,000 subscribers not long afterwards. Well, some of you may know that I'm not really looking at numbers, but what I care for is the fact that the format of this channel seems to work for so many people. It doesn't make me happy to see 20,000 subscribers as a number per se, but it makes me happy to realize that 20,000 people seem to care about this kind of content. Narration and videos with a normal pace, with thoughtful conversations and details. For that, I'm really grateful. In the summer of this year, ABBA the movie was back in cinemas around Europe. It was also around that time that Björn, as the first member of ABBA, opened his very own personal channel on Instagram. He's been generously sharing his activities and gets us a little closer to his lifestyle with beautiful photographs from throughout the year and videos documenting his trips and experiences. The year also brought some heartbreaking news of the passing of people who worked with ABBA. We bid farewell to ABBA's saxophonist Ulf Andersson, to ABBA's longtime key guitarist Lasse Welander, who also played on ABBA's Voyage album, to Raphael from the amazing ABBA website rafam.com, to the Swedish musician Lasse Berghagen, who worked with Frida and Benny, and to Ola Lager, one of ABBA's most important photographers. He passed away just this week. In 2023, the members of ABBA treated and gifted us with new music all year round. Earlier this year, Benny and his band, Benny Andersson's Orchestra, was the house band for Sweden's popular TV game show On the Trail. They performed several songs in 4 shows, sometimes on their own, sometimes with guest singers, as well as several tunes and jingles written by Benny. On Ice the Side, Benny said that he had a lot of fun and that it was a really great experience to him. In the spring, Benny started to write and record new songs with his orchestra. The new music is due to be released in spring next year. Benny also took part in 2 concerts. In March, he performed songs from the historic Swedish composer Evert Taube in a church in Gothenburg, and in May, Benny was part of a concert in Stockholm to support the Swedish composer Stefan Nilsson. In the summer, Björn wrote lyrics for 2 songs, one for a beautiful ballad of Swedish musician Benjamin Ingrosso, and another one for 16-year-old newcomer Kiana Blankert, a new song that was added to a second edition of Björn's musical soundtrack, Pippi at the Circus. In the autumn this year, out of nowhere, we were hooked with a feeling and prediction that Agnetha Fältskog might return for a solo comeback. And indeed, Agnetha came back with a brand new song, Where Do We Go From Here? This was part of her celebration for the 10th anniversary of her solo album A. All songs from the album were re-recorded with new backing tracks and arrangements and released as A+. For this channel, I got one of the most exciting jobs to visit Agnetha's friend and producer in his home studio and talk with him about all things Agnetha. And even more so, for that I received some of the most beautiful and heartfelt feedback from all of you. Thank you so much. It was a blessing and joy. The autumn also brought us a brand new composition from Björn and Benny for the 50th celebration of Sweden's King Carl Gustaf. And just these days, Benny released his instrumental version of the song, which for me personally has been an absolute highlight and is played here in a continuous loop. The medieval fantasy folk style and climbing melody lines, it's just beautiful. And finally, for all of their hard work and achievements, ABBA received several new awards this year. They became one of the first artists to receive the Brit Billion, which is given to celebrate a total of 1 billion streams in the UK. For ABBA's 20 new lyric videos, they won at the Music Week Awards 2023 for Best Catalogue Marketing Campaign. For their Voyage show, the technical team ILM received the Visual Effects Society Award for Outstanding Visual Effects in a Special Venue Project. And last but not least, the woman behind ABBA's Polar music label, manager Mia Segalson, was celebrated on Billboard's list of Women of the Year in the category Music Publishing. On that occasion, she confirmed that they do have plans for ABBA's upcoming 50th anniversary next year, when ABBA won the Eurovision Song Contest in 1974. And with that being said, this is what we are now looking forward to ABBA's big anniversary year in 2024, with many highlights and surprises coming up. One of the first things is just around the corner. On Ice the Side, we can look out for a fascinating, exclusive new interview with Bernard Löhr, Benny's colleague and engineer of ABBA's Voyage album. That sounds like a promising start into the new year. I can't wait to celebrate it all with you, and I have some beautiful surprises myself ready to go. Thank you for your faith and loyalty, and once again, thank you for showing me that there are still so many people out there who care for profound conversations, for details and thoughtfulness, and prove to me that attention is still alive. Thank you and have a happy new year. Alright, until then, hey do!